guys, another task. You can have this task either debug web server, which is already configured in your machine, and which has some problem. You have to fix that to get the desired result, or you might have uh, a problem with SELinux, and you have to debug that. And the question is, a web server running on non-standard port 82 is having issue serving contents. This port could be any in the exam. Debug and fix the issues as necessary so that the web server on your system can serve all the existing HTML files from /var slash www slash HTML. And note, do not remove or alter existing file content. Second thing is the web server serves this content on port 82, and the web server start automatically at boot time. Guys, you know that Apache server uh, package name is HTTPD and its daemon or service name is HTTPD, and its configuration file is /etc/httpd/conf /httpd.conf, and its document root is /var /www /html. Its default index page is index.html and its default port is 80. Web server runs on port 80 by default, but according to the question, it is running on port 82, which actually examiner has put this port. And it could be any, I mean, it's not 82, it could be, I mean, 90, it could be any. So, but in the configuration file, he has put uh, uh, 82 port instead of default port 80. When you do this, what happened that then uh, there is a problem with firewall and SELinux, because firewall by default listen on port 80, and in this case it's port 82, and SELinux default port is 80, which is allowed, uh, you know, but if it is any other port, then there is a problem, and you will not be able to access the contents of the file given in that index.html. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to fix this. But the problem is, in the exam scenario, you do not have to configure a Apache web server, or you do not have to put this port 82 uh, to create that scenario. It will already be done for you. But here you have to do practice. So for uh, your practice, there are some steps which you have to do in your practice at home. So for this, I have created those steps so that you could understand what you have to do. So I'm going to take you to the machine now, where I'll show you that how you will solve this question, and how you will do practice at home. Okay, so first of all, what we'll do, that we will run this command to install a Apache server. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so next step, once it is done, I'm gonna run this command. Oh, there is a mistake here. I think I have to do this. Yeah, there was a mistake, my bad. So if I do ls here, okay, so we don't have any file here. So what we have to do, we have to create a file to put some content in it. So for that reason, I'm gonna do, like, you can put any, how are you, any content. Okay, so I have just put this, and when you cat this file, you will see the content which we have put here. And next, what we have to do in the exam, firewall D is already active, but to check if it is active, we have to run this command is active, right? And in the exam scenario, you will see that it is already active. But now we have to see that which services are uh, given here. So firewall CMD and sorry, hyphen permanent hyphen list. So, but here we can see that uh, that HTTP service is not available here. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to add this service. So we are actually creating this scenario for our practice. Okay, but in the real time exam, it's a different thing. You will see, uh, when we go through the whole process, you will see that everything is okay. Why I'm doing this is just for your practice at home. I just made a mistake here. I need to, yeah, whenever you add any service, you got a reload firewall. So it's done now. Now we have to start start this service. Okay, and once it's started, we have to make it enable also so that it remains boot persistent. So we have done now, and now you can see that uh, by running this command that what on which port HTTPD is listening. Okay, netstat hyphen run lp. So here we can see that it's listening on port 80, right? So this is the default port, but I can show you another command. You can see that hyphen I hyphen n, and then check this, and you can see that you can grab this. Sorry, this spell mistake. And here you can see that at the line 47 is listening on port 80, but this is actually by default, but we have to create exam scenario. So for this reason, what we'll do, we'll just vim this file, and we'll look for the parameter listen. Okay, so just press I to insert the new value, and okay. So guys, we are just doing this for our practice. So we are creating environment to practice at home, right? There wasn't any need to do it, but it's just for practice. So after doing this, I'm gonna show you one thing, that once we add this, and next what we'll do, once we run restart that service, you will have error. And from here the exam scenario starts. Okay, you have to run the same command in your exam, and from here this point you have to start your exam. All the things we only did we only did to practice, right? So once you do this, you will have this error. I'm going to paste here, and rather I think I should take this line out. Okay, so what we have to do next, we have to add this port. Okay, because as you know that we already ran that command, and because service is not starting, right? So we have to add this port, and it's added. And once it's added, we have to reload it. I'm just using copy and pasting instead of typing, so white spelling mistake. So it's added now, and now we check that the what's the port list now. So I run this command, and you see this port 82 is here. So this is what we wanted, and these commands you have to use in your exam scenario. Okay, and check SELinux mode. Okay, it's enforcing. So what we have to do now, we have to check this port list using this command. Look here, this is the context. Okay, this is the context, HTTPD context, and here you can see that 82 port is not added here. That is the issue. We have to change this thing. Okay, so for this we have to add this port using this command, and I as soon as I fired this command, just wait, and now when once we run this command, we can see that 82 port is added now. Okay, so 82 port is added in the SELinux. So you just have to run this command add, and is type and context type, right? Is context type, and this is port, and this is protocol, and this is port number. So is you can see that is added now in the port list, and now what we have to do, we just have to restart the service. Okay, so is restarted, and in the exam sometime usually they enable the service, but to be on the safer side, you enable it to make it boot persistent. Okay, don't forget it, just in case. I mean, it's not boot persistent, they haven't made it enabled, so you have to run this command. So now you can check by running this command that on which port this HTTPD service is listening. Now guys, you can see here is listening, and you are able to restart the service. So now everything is okay, and you have solved this question. Okay, now if you access the contents of the file, you will be able to access it successfully without any error. So it's done for this question, and I will see you in another video for another question. Bye.